Good morning, children. My name is Kalpana Kothari and I am here for the next subheading of the chapter, The Rise of Nationalism in Europe. And this is our, for class 10th, history, the very first chapter, you know very well. And the new subheading for you children, A New Conservatism After 1850. Earlier we have studied that how the liberal nationalism people, the people who were belonging to the middle class, वो लोग जो मिडिल क्लास से रिलेट करते थे, ओके, वर्किंग क्लास, मिडिल क्लास मीन्स वर्किंग क्लास, टीचर्स, स्टूडेंट, प्रोफेसर, हाउ कैसे इन सब ने एक साथ मिलके लिबरल नेशनलिज्म स्टार्ट किया एंड देन हाउ दे वांटेड to merge the idea with the pure nationalism spirit in European state, and then how they spread the idea to the other part of the European state. So students, now we are going to describe it in more elaborate way, that a new conservatism after 1815, and now we are taking the new word here, liberal nationalism. We have completed in the previous video, okay, and now that after the defeat of Napoleon, as we know that how the Napoleon was introduced the fantastic strategy to boost up the economy of the France, and how he has come up with the new revolutionary changes in the measurement and trade, and how he has completely you can say ended the feudal system and so many other pattern of taking loans or taking, you can say, taxes from the peasants and farmers. Okay, now that when the Napoleon was defeated by the in a collective manner by the joint effort of Britain, Russia and Austria, that what had happened after that? Okay, there was a still monarchy system, or the France became an independent nation, and the Germany, Austria, these were. Now we are talking about that after the defeat of Napoleon, a new conservatism has been started in the European state. What was it all about? When we say, जब हम कहते हैं conservatism, तो after all conservatism होता क्या है? Okay, basically when we use this word nowadays, तो उसका मतलब है बहुत कंजर्वेटिव है, अपनी सोच में बहुत कंजर्वेटिव है. इट मीन्स यू कैन से दैट somehow the people who are not willingly changed their attitude and they are so much rigid to follow the old pattern of lifestyle, or it may be related to our tradition. वो किसी भी चीज़ से रिलेट कर सकते हैं हम. कंजर्वेटिव means that the set of the people who are so, you can say, orthodox type, that they are not want to change according to the time. Okay, और ये कभी कभी ये बहुत ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लमेटिक हो जाता है, स्पेशली जब हम न्यू जनरेशन की बात करते हैं कि वी आर गेटिंग ओल्डर, तो वी यूज टू कंपेयर द स्टूडेंट्स कि आजकल के बच्चे रिस्पेक्ट नहीं करते हैं. एक बहुत ही मेन चीज़ है, क्योंकि लेक्चर इट डजंट मीन दैट वी विल डिस्कस ओनली द कंटेंट, okay, whatever is written in the NCERT. Lecture, it means that it should be having some values. Are you getting my point? So don't think that only the content will be explained, especially in my lecture. If you want to see, the first thing that कि होता क्या है, इसके जो सारी जो भी हम पढ़ते हैं किताबों के माध्यम से, चाहे वह हिस्ट्री हो, चाहे ज्योग्राफी हो, चाहे लिटरेचर हो, आफ्टर ऑल ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या होता है पढ़ाई का, क्या उद्देश्य है पढ़ने का? ये जस्ट टू गेट द गुड मार्क्स, टू क्रैक द एग्जामिनेशन, और या इससे भी कुछ है बढ़ के? द फर्स्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग इज दैट एजुकेशन का मतलब होता है, यानी जो किताबें जो हम पढ़ते हैं, हम वी आर स्टडिंग दैट हाउ द रशियन रेवोल्यूशन वाज हैड, हाउ द फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन वाज हैड. तो बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है कि हर किसी को सम्मान चाहिए, हर किसी को आपस में इक्वालिटी चाहिए. अगर इफ़ वी आर सेइंग आवरसेल्व्स वी आर द सिटीजन, इट मीन्स एवरीबडी इज इक्वली ट्रीटेड, everybody should be equally respected. Now India is already democratic country, but still there are so many things or the people who used to demean others. Okay, कोई मतलब नहीं है, किसी से कोई रिलेशन नहीं है, कोई किसी के साथ कोई बुरा नहीं कर रहा है, लेकिन फिर भी दूसरे को नीचा दिखाना है। तो आई थिंक कि ये जो सेक्शन है सोसाइटी का, वो जस्ट लाइक इट्स सेल्फ इविल ऑफ द सोसाइटी। ओके, जैसे कि हमने पहले पढ़ा है कि डाउरी सिस्टम was an evil in the Indian society, but still there are so many other evils that are existed in our surrounding, और वही कहीं ना कहीं व्यवहार में भी निकल के आता है, चाहे वो स्टूडेंट्स हों चाहे कोई भी हो। द फर्स्ट थिंग इज दैट पहले वैल्यूज़ गेन करिए। ओके, बिकॉज बुक्स तो कोई भी पढ़ा देता है, बुक्स कोई भी पढ़ सकता है, स्पेशली इन दिस मॉडर्न टाइम वेयर there is so much of scope, exposure that anybody can help you to teach you the topics. But who will help you to give you some values and cultural heritage, or you can say the behavior? Who will teach you? That cannot be taught by anybody. It is all about that what type of family background you all are having, your way of expression, your dealing with the people, okay, your communication medium, everything depict that what sort of brought up or the family background you people are having. So that's why very important that if you want to speak, if you want to communicate, remember that you are reflecting the values of your family. That is most important thing before starting anything, because nowadays we can see the marks can be scored by the maximum number of the people, but when we talk about the basic values, that is equal to 0. Okay, because it is too challenging to realize anybody that how they have to behave in the society and how they have to speak with the people. Okay, so the first important thing that I hope you all will realize, not only watch or listen, okay, you will realize that what is the meaning of the lecture, or what is the logic to study all these things in the history, that what sort of character you are going to become in the society. Okay, if your mindset will be polluted, I'm sorry, nobody can teach you anything. Okay, so now we are talking about a new conservatism after 1815. We are taking the year 1815 because after in 1815 Napoleon was defeated by the joint effort of the Britain, Austria and the other European states, and now again the group of the people wanted to establish a new conservative system in the European state. A political, what is conservatism? Conservatism होता क्या है? When we are relating this word with the European nationalism, a political philosophy. Conservatism is a political philosophy that stressed on the importance of the traditions, established institutions and customs, and preferred gradual development to quick change. So when it means that when the defeating the Napoleon, all these Britain and the Austria and the Hungary, these countries wanted that they will continue the spirit of the conservatism to run the state. Okay, and it is a philosophy, it is a way of ruling the country in which they will preserve their cultural heritage, their tradition. When we say that they want to follow the pattern of conservatism, it means वो चाहते थे नेपोलियन को हराने के बाद कि ये जो जितने भी क्षेत्र हैं, जो यूरोपियन एरिया के अंतर्गत आते हैं, उसमें फिर से उसी तरह की राजनीतिक और व्यापारिक व्यवस्था हो जैसे कि पहले हुआ करती थी. इट मीन्स दे वर द ग्रुप ऑफ द कंजर्वेटिव्स वांटेड टू रीएस्टैब्लिश द मोनार्की सिस्टम आफ्टर द डिफीट ऑफ नेपोलियन बोनापार्ट. That's why they said that for that they will establish institution, okay, where they will teach about their cultural heritage, the monarchy system, that why the monarchy system is suitable for the country people and their customs, and they believe that only the conservatives or the philosophy which is related to the conservatism only will be helpful for a gradual development of the society and the society people. It means they were in the favor of monarchy system, and they believe, the group of the conservatives believe that only the monarchy system and the earlier pattern of the European state was only helpful to develop the society slowly and in a speedy manner. Okay, now after the defeat of the Napoleon in 1850, European government was driven with the feeling of conservatism. As I told you, means now they wanted to establish the monarchy system once again, and the which included the pattern of the church. As we know that in Christian community, church was the main center of the economic activities also, and the political center also. They were not limited only to offer the prayers, but they were as a center of the, you can say, from where the economic activity and administrative and political activity was used to be held and guided to the people. Okay, so they want to establish the church monopoly once again, and then social hierarchy, then again the, you can say, dividation of the society. They wanted that under the conservatism policy in the European state, there should be a social hierarchy pattern should be accepted like earlier. Then again, social hierarchy means on the basis of economic status, the people should be categorized as the first state, second state, and third state. Then again, the same policy they want to apply. Property and family should be preserved, and they also wanted that the property right should be there and family should be preserved on the basis of their accidental of birth. So we are seeing, we are observing that how the, and now I will connect this topic with the earlier videos, that when we have started the chapter, we see that how after the outbreak of the French Revolution, how the other part of the Europe agitated, and they also became so much inspired. They also want to develop the feeling of nationalism. और इसके लिए उन्होंने जो है अलग अलग तरीक़ों से अलग अलग क्लब्स के, जैकोबिन क्लब we have studied कैसे जैकोबिन क्लब के माध्यम से revolutionary figures they were prepared, they educated the middle class, and after that the liberalism also added with the idea of nationalism in Europe. And then what happened that when Napoleon became the emperor of the France, he also started the monarchy system, although he has done some reform there, as he demolished the feudal system and the other tax. He also promoted the economy and one unit for the measurement he has developed. So there was some benefits also, but there was not a pure democracy. He was again in the favor of monarchy system. And when he was defeated in the Waterloo War, then in 1815 the Austria, the Hungary, and the Britain, they also wanted to follow the monarchy pattern. They don't want to develop the European state as an independent nation state, because again they know that if they will favor the democratic system or the nation state feeling, then again they will be less effective. Okay, and they want to rule the European state as an autocratic way. That's why the new term conservatism has been developed by them, and they all wanted under this philosophy that once again there should be a monarchic system in the state, and the churches, okay, earlier as the church was so powerful that they also want to give the so much of priority to the you can say clerics and all the church people. And then social hierarchy, they also believe that there should be a social hierarchy. Okay, if we take the example of the class 11th chapter, then we came to know that how the three orders, okay, in the chapter 3 orders, how the churches became the main power center, and all the other community are responsible to follow. Even the king, चर्च का इतना ज़्यादा प्रभुत्व होता था कि जो भी पोप, ओके, और जो भी नोबल मैन डिसाइड करते थे, यहाँ तक कि राजा को भी उनकी बात माननी होती थी. Okay, the king was not so much superior like the pope of the church. So we can see that autocratic rulership of the church. Church was a symbol of power. And they also categorize that the three order, it means third estate people are only taken the birth to serve their upper two orders people. They to work and to work hard is their fortune. They believe दैट जो थर्ड ऑर्डर के लोग हैं, इट मीन्स पीजेंट और यू कैन से स्मॉल फार्मर्स, अकॉर्डिंग टू द पोप, ओके, उनको सिर्फ काम करने के लिए ही वो दुनिया में आए हैं और वो गरीब हैं और उनको गरीब ही बने रहना है, ना उन्हें शिक्षा का अधिकार होना चाहिए, ना उनकी कोई स्वतंत्रता होनी चाहिए, वो सिर्फ लेबर वर्क के लिए ही आए हैं। ये मानना था ऑल द अथॉरिटी ऑफ द चर्च, ओके। और यही इसी प्रकार की व्यवस्था का फेवर जो है ऑल कंजर्वेटिज्म आइडियोलॉजी को फॉलो करते हुए ये जो ब्रिटेन, Austria and Hungary, they wanted to establish the same way of pattern politically also and administrative also, okay. And now social hierarchy, again on the basis of their working condition and the economy, they want to divide the section of the society, okay. And then they also want to preserve the property and the family should be preserved, okay, the right to property. They want to just support the idea of right to property and it was preserved by the Napoleon also. It is all about the new conservatism theory after 1850. Okay students, now we will continue our next topic and it is that how the conservatism idea was criticized and how it was got the response around the European state. We will continue it, okay. So students, they have decided, all the Britain, okay, the people of Britain, Russia, Prussia and Austria, they collectively defeated the Napoleon, okay, in 1815, and they decided collectively that they will follow the ideology of the conservatism as I have explained. So how it will implemented by them, because they independently showing their power. If we talk about the Britain, Russia and Prussia and Austria, these were the main European power that time who combinedly defeat the Napoleon. So they all wanted to follow the ideology of conservatism. So how it was done actually, ये हुआ कैसे, इन चारों देशों ने जब मिलकर एक कलेक्टिव एफर्ट से जो नेपोलियन था उसको हराया 1815 में, तो अब आफ्टर ऑल किस तरीके से, क्योंकि ये सब अलग अलग पावरफुल नेशंस थे, ओके, एंड दे वांटेड टू फॉलो द आइडियोलॉजी ऑफ, यू नो दैट कंजर्वेटिज्म, सभी इसको एग्री कर रहे थे कि यूरोपियन जो रीजन है दैट अब हमें आपस में मिलके कुछ पर्टिकुलरली एग्रीमेंट करके हमें क्या है अपने अपने क्षेत्रों पे जो है कंजर्वेटिज्म आइडियोलॉजी इस्टेब्लिश करनी है. इट मीन्स वंस अगेन वी विल give the power or make the monarchy system strengthen like the earlier. So now the very important thing, and it is important as far as your board examination also and in your competitive examination also, and that agreement is known as Treaty of Vienna of 1815. ओके, एक एग्रीमेंट इन सभी देशों ने मिलके, इनके रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स ने मिलके एक एग्रीमेंट जो है आपस में स्टैब्लिश किया. उस एग्रीमेंट में दे ऑल हैव डिस्कस दैट हाउ दे विल डिवाइडेड द एरियाज विच वॉज अंडर द रूलरशिप ऑफ नेपोलियन, बिकॉज अब तो नेपोलियन मर चुका है, हार चुका है. ओके, ही हैज़ डिफीटेड एंड ही वाज किल्ड. नाउ अब उसके जो क्षेत्र थे नेपोलियन के, अब ये चार जो सुपर पावर हैं, हाउ दे विल you can say divide territorially and how they will establish their own set of ideology which was conservatism. Okay, so we are going to discuss about very important for your board examination also, Treaty of Vienna of 1815. Okay, so under this they have agreed on some basic discussion and they agreed that how they divided the territory of the European area to the separate representative or to these countries, okay, among them. For that, these all delegates or all the honorary members of the Britain, Russia, Prussia and Austria, they all met at Vienna for the settlement. For what purpose they all met at Vienna? Okay, that's why it was known as Treaty of Vienna of 1815. In 1815, the all delegates belonging to all these prominent powerful country, they met at Vienna for the settlement of the Europe under the supervision of Austrian Chancellor Duke Metternich. Okay, who was the heading these Congress session that time at Vienna? That was Austrian Chancellor Duke Metternich, and he hosted the delegation, and the representative group draw a Treaty of Vienna of 1815, and under the hosting of the Austrian Chancellor Duke Metternich, all the delegates from these European powers signed a Treaty of Vienna of 1815. Okay, so what condition was there under the Treaty of Vienna of 1815? We are going to discuss in a point-wise manner, and it is very important. Understand? So क्या डिसाइड किया गया कि कैसे वो सारा जो क्षेत्र है जो उन्होंने जीता है नेपोलियन से, अब ये ब्रिटेन, रशिया, प्रूशिया और ऑस्ट्रिया आपस में कैसे डिवाइड करेंगे और अपने अपने अधिकार क्षेत्रों पे कैसे कैसे वो अपना ओन मोनार्की सिस्टम रीएस्टैब्लिश करेंगे, और यही एग्रीमेंट जाना जाता है ट्रेटी ऑफ वियना ऑफ 1815. द फर्स्ट थिंग, द बर्बन डायनेस्टी वंस अगेन रिस्टोर टू पावर. ओके, as during the French Revolution, the Bourbon dynasty. Bourbon is not a biscuit, huh? Nowadays Bourbon biscuit is also very famous. It is not the Bourbon biscuit, but you can connect to remember the very first point, that under the Vienna Treaty of 1815, all these four prominent nations delegates decided that the Bourbon dynasty once again restored into power, which was earlier defeated, or you can say which was earlier demolished during the French Revolution. फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन होने के बाद जो बर्बन डायनेस्टी थी उसका जो है पतन हो गया था, उसको डिमोलिश कर दिया गया था. लेकिन जब वियना ट्रेटी स्टैब्लिश हुई इन 1815, तो सभी डेलीगेट्स ने, ब्रिटेन, रशिया, प्रूशिया और ऑस्ट्रिया के डेलीगेट्स ने डिसाइड किया कि फिर से क्या किया जाएगा, इस बर्बन डायनेस्टी को रिस्टोर किया जाएगा, फिर से वहाँ पे जो है राजशाही जो तंत्र है वो स्टैब्लिश किया जाएगा. तो वेरी फर्स्ट पॉइंट ऑफ द ट्रेटी ऑफ वियना ऑफ 1815 विल बी द बर्बन डायनेस्टी वंस अगेन रिस्टोर टू पावर. सेकेंड, अ सीरीज ऑफ स्टेट्स वर सेट अप on French boundaries to prevent French expansion in future. Now, the all powerful nations delegates decided कि they will set up a series of boundaries. Okay, they established a series of boundaries on the France. Okay, and they set up the boundary, unlimited boundaries on the France, because they want to stop the expansion of French people. Okay, because already they had suffered from the French Revolution, so they don't want to just once again they don't want to become the victim of this such type of nationalism once again. So they decided that they established the series of the boundary, unlimited boundary, to just circle the area of France, so that the French expansion should be stopped in the future. Okay, so second point, the series of states were set up on French boundary to prevent French expansion in future. Okay. Third, under the Vienna Treaty of 1815, all the delegates belonging to the Britain, Russia, Prussia and Austria, they decided that the Netherlands kingdom was set up in north, including Belgium. They set up the Netherlands as a kingdom in the north side, and this Netherlands kingdom included Belgium also. Okay, so the location of the Netherlands including the Belgium set up in the north side. Okay, next point of the Treaty of Vienna, Genoa was added to Piedmont in the south, and Genoa was added to the Piedmont in the south area. Okay, Genoa settled to the south region. Now the next point, they were separating the unit and then they including it in the particular territories. Okay, according to their discussion. The fifth point of the Vienna Treaty of 1815, Prussia. Now they talk about their own territory. As we know, Britain, Russia, Prussia and Austria. There were four European powers who became the part of Treaty of Vienna 1815. Now Prussia was given new territories on the western frontier. On the western frontiers, Prussia was given the new territories. So Prussia is having its own set of territories on which side? On the western frontier. Prussia got the territory. Okay, now Austria was given control of northern Italy. Austria was given to the power of the northern side of the Italy. Okay, so it was given the territory of the northern Italy is given to the Austria. So ठीक है, प्रूशिया को भी मिल गया, ऑस्ट्रिया को भी मिल गया. प्रूशिया को जो है वेस्टर्न टेरिटरी, वेस्टर्न फ्रंटियर्स की टेरिटरीज जो है दे दी गई अंडर द वियना ट्रीटी ऑफ 1815. देन ऑस्ट्रिया को भी जो है कंट्रोल दे दिया गया, राजनीतिक और टेरिटोरियल क्षेत्राधिकार मिल गया नॉर्थ साइड इटली का. फिर बचे आपके इन द ईस्ट रशिया वॉज गिवन अ पार्ट ऑफ द पोलैंड. और ईस्टर्न साइड में जो रशिया को है उसको कुछ पार्ट जो है पोलैंड का अधिकार स्वरूप और क्षेत्राधिकार के रूप में दे दिया गया. सो इन द ईस्ट रशिया वॉज गिवन द पार्ट ऑफ द पोलैंड. सो इट इज द मेन पॉइंट ऑफ योर द ट्रीटी ऑफ वियना of 1815 from the chapter The Rise of Nationalism in Europe. Okay, there are 5 to 6 points in this treaty. Next, one of the most important thing इस treaty में जो भी नेपोलियन ने जो आपके जो जर्मन कन्फेडरेशन ऑफ 39 स्टेट्स का जो एरिया था वो अनटच्ड रखा गया. The Treaty of Vienna of 1815 which was hosted under the supervision of the Austrian Chancellor Duke Metternich. Okay, they didn't interfere in the German Confederation of 39 states politically or administratively or territorially. They untouched these area and had set up by the Napoleon was left untouched. Okay, so they had all these 4 countries decided the territory for their own administration, rule, okay, or their political expansion, but they untouched the German Confederation of 39 states territory which was established by the Napoleon. Okay, because they found it very challenging how they will divide the territory of these particular 39 states and how who will get what sort of the percentage of the territory. So that's why it remained the German Confederation of 39 states was left untouched, which was established by the Napoleon Bonaparte. It is all about the Treaty of Vienna of 1815. Under this categorization of dividation of the, you can say, territories, all these 4 powers, Britain, Russia, Prussia and Austria, they all wanted to follow the pattern of which I have explained in the starting. They all wanted to follow the ideology or philosophy of the conservatism. It means they want to establish in their own separated area the monarchy system. They want to give the authority to the Pope or the church. Okay, they want to follow the social hierarchy. It means once again there will be the 3 orders, the first, second and the third state policy. They all wanted to do the same thing just like the earlier before the French Revolution in France. That's why especially that the second point is very important. A series of the states were set up on the France boundaries to prevent French expansion in future. First of all, they decided that there should be the boundaries which will stop the expansion of the French people in future, because again they will be the cause of any revolution. Okay, so it is all about for this chapter. Continuously by your own way try to make your notes, okay, and read the books. Till then, take care. Good luck.